Welcome back to Balls.
Show us your balls.
Show us your balls. Today on this episode, we have lots of plans.
We also have a special guest.
What?
Sick Malachi.
Oh yeah, I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm sick as hell. I'm so sick.
The illest.
Yeah, I'm so ill.
The
I've
illest
been sick.
MC.
The worst part is I've been sick for like 20 years, and it doesn't go away because now that you have just this cough, it's not COVID, I'm pretty sure. If it was COVID, it would have been different. It would have been. This is like normal flu, I think. This is so much flu symptoms you don't even believe. The first night, I was mucusy. I described myself as mucusy. Anyways, we should actually introduce ourselves instead of me telling you the elaborate details of my sickness.
Yeah, probably.
I'm Malachi. I'm your first host, and I use they, them pronouns.
I am Grace. I am your insert adjective here host. I use she, her pronouns.
That's a very interesting adjective this week. You know, for me, I inserted the adjective bloviating, so it's
Yeah.
kind of a nice episode. I like the
Just make sure
word
to
bloviating.
put that adjective in post. Make
Oh,
sure to
no,
edit
I'm not
that
doing
in.
that. No.
That's how we've been doing it this whole time. Malachi just cuts out that weird silence that you definitely don't hear because we cut it in. They just cut in a voice clip of me. I have a bank of adjectives stored up in a hard drive in a remote location.
I'm just a perfect audio engineer, but I'm revolting now. I'm looking to unionize.
There's only one of you,
Yeah,
and there's only one of me.
it's going to be a really good union that I'm going to form with myself.
You're gonna have maximum power in your union.
Yeah.
We don't even. There is no. You know what? Who am I to stop you unionizing? Go for it. Slay queen.
Also, when you think about it, it's actually got 3 members, because it's not just me, it's also myself and I.
Oh, don't forget healthy Malachi too.
That's true as well. And that's a whole other secondary myself and I, you know?
Yeah.
So we're up to 6 already. I can start charging union fees.
To what budget?
We have to pay the union leader who gets good deals.
Alright, I got a couple things I want to talk about this week, so I'll let you go ahead and get us started with what you've been up to.
What I've been up to? I've been sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
Yesterday was I went outside. Crazy. I touched grass, except it was raining heavily. But
yeah, we
I
got
needed
like
to.
a fucking sudden torrential downpour that lasted about
Yeah.
10 seconds.
The earth is fucking weird. Rain is such a fucked thing, but also it's like the best thing in the world.
It's like when you
I
spill a
love
bucket,
it.
you know? There's just a lot of it all at once, but then it stops immediately.
But it's weird too, because like spilling a bucket would make more sense, because like, I don't know, like water splashes. But with rain, it's like drops. It's weird. And it's continuous. And sometimes you get like lightning. Rain's crazy.
Well, like, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't continuous. It was like somebody spilled a bucket.
For me, it was more continuous. It was like 8 hours of rain.
To be fair,
Um,
there is a hurricane, and you're closer to the coast than I am.
Yes. But I went out in the rain because I couldn't be asked to cook another fucking meal for myself.
So you went outside and had sky soup.
I went, yeah. I actually went to a pizza place and purchased a slice of za. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite? What do you like on pizza?
That depends. Is it a new place or a place I trust?
You trust this place to make like standard pizza, like
Like, this is a
standard
place that
American
I've been to
pizza.
and I like it.
Sure, yeah.
My favorite pizza is got to be your standard Hawaiian. You got your pepper or your pepperoni, your ham, maybe
Pepperoni
some
on
bacon
Hawaiian?
on there. Yeah, a little
Like
pepperoni.
pepperoni on Hawaiian?
A little pepperoni never hurt.
No, 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 no. It did hurt. That's bad.
Maybe I am like mistaking my order. I don't know.
You're fucked up for that.
I'm pretty sure
Pepperoni
there
on
is no
Hawaiian?
pepperoni actually. I'm just thinking about the sauce.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, it's ham, it's bacon, maybe
And it's pineapple.
your pineapple,
good.
of course.
Wait, bacon is the maybe there?
Bacon's the maybe.
Ham is the weakest part of
Ham's
the.
the fucking strongest part.
You're just not right about that.
I think you're wrong. You know what I do like though is a nice pineapple jalapeno pizza. I've been getting like not
God.
like fresh from a zaw spot.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
take and bake shit, you know.
I had a jalapeno pizza for the first time a little while back. That shit is so good.
Fucking jalapeno and pineapple. It's got a certain type of cheese on it. This
I
take
haven't
and
had
bake
both
pizza.
of them. But I can imagine it'd be good. Cause,
Well,
like,
I mean,
jalapeno is just good.
jalapeno and pineapple is just a fucking brilliant flavor combination anyway.
Yeah. Well, what I got yesterday night, the guy taking my order told me it was the best topping. Can you guess what it was?
Give me a little bit of a hint.
He said it was the best topping. It's something that not many people enjoy.
It's not going to be sardines because that's not really a
People don't eat
contentious.
sardines on pizza.
Yeah, people do. I know people who do.
That's not a common. Think about a
Or
common.
anchovies, my bad.
Oh, anchovies are a thing that people get.
That's
on
what I meant.
Pizza.
They're both small fish.
You're saying it wouldn't be anchovies?
It wouldn't be anchovies. That's not that contentious.
Are you kidding me? Anchovies is certainly contentious. People think people are insane for having anchovies, almost more than pineapple.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm gonna find some scholarly evidence to prove my side. That is what I got, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, prove me wrong.
Because people are like, that's gross.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're really good and salty, though. They don't taste like anything except for salt.
Well, they taste like fucking fish because they're fish.
Not really. They
I mean,
taste more like salt than fish.
To be fair, my experience with anchovies is nil.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the closest I've come, maybe, is something that might have had anchovy paste in it.
Some people despise fish on their pizza, while others find anchovies. Revolting.
Sure, but they're not like, I'm going to kill you if you put anchovies on your pizza.
Okay, I mean...
That's what people do
were
with fucking pineapple. People are just like, I do not like anchovies, do not put that shit on my pizza.
If people were normal about pineapple, if people were like using their minds when they thought about pineapple, they would do the same, where they wouldn't be like, I'm gonna kill you, they'd just be like, it's weird that you put that on your pizza.
Sure, I guess.
But you're right. I mean, it's not in the cultural thing as much, I guess, because I think it's the same. I think people feel the same in terms of how. In the comments, tell me, would you eat an anchovy pizza? Have you heard that it's kind of controversial to have anchovies on your pizza?
Now, is it just anchovy on the pizza, or is there like
Cheese, anchovy. I mean sauce.
Well, yeah.
But like a cheese pizza with anchovy.
Now, is it just like standard fucking cheese, or is it like a multiple cheese pizza?
I don't know what cheese they used on the pizza. Imagine like a standard pizza.
Standard cheese pizza.
This is the
with
platonic ideal of a American pizza. Except
See-
maybe not platonic ideal, because you might picture like very thick crusts, and I'm not.
No, I'm not
like,
about.
thick crusts, but not like extremely thick crust.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I probably would fuck with an anchovy pizza if it had a little bit of veg on it, like maybe some olives.
Olives?
Black olives.
Is a bad choice.
Black
olives are just not that good on pizza.
Black olives fucks on pizza. You never had a supreme
I love
pizza?
olives, and they're not that good.
Oh, fuck
on pizza.
you. Black olives.
I love olives.
Black olives on a pizza, man.
No.
Black
If you want some
olives
sort
on a
of veg
pizza,
type
man.
thing, mushrooms is the best thing.
Not
do on
even
pizza.
mushrooms, though, because mushrooms, fucking green pepper and black olives.
Green pepper is fine.
Green pepper and black olives. Maybe some red
Onion.
pepper for
Onion is
color.
better than those.
Onion is fine
Yeah.
on a pizza. I don't care
It's
for
great.
it personally,
You're
but
wrong.
it's
You're wrong.
fine. What I
insane.
would fuck with an anchovy pizza if it had green pepper and black olives.
I can see that. It is very salty in concentrated bits. I don't know. I like it. I like having a pizza that's like all. Like, I like cheese pizza a lot. And having a pizza that's like anchovy. Or like, I considered getting. Well, I didn't consider getting this, but I did consider it when you mentioned jalapeno again. Jalapeno, like just jalapeno is really good.
I've had an idea. I don't know how good it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But like a pizza with something
Yep.
something like a pizza. I'm trying to work out the specifics of it to make it balanced, but like I'm thinking pickles on a pizza. Like, not dill. You're going either sweet or bread and butter here.
Okay.
Probably bread
I
and
think
butter.
that's a mistake, honestly. To have them be sweet, I mean.
Right, but like, I fuck with sweet pickles here, okay? Like,
That's fair. I mean,
give me
sweet
that
pickles are
shit
good.
with some black olives, I'll fuck with it.
Oh my god, get back to black olives on pizza.
I'm not even talking about pizza here. I'm just talking about black olives mixed with sweet pickles. That shit fucks. Sweet pickle relish, I love it. Sweet pickles
I
are just the
think that-
ideal for mixing with stuff.
I think that pickles are just good on their own.
They can be, yes. But like, if
And
I'm
I
having
think
a
that
solo
olives
pickle,
are also good on. Okay, pickles could be good with things, but I think that honestly, it's more that olives are only good on their own. The more I think about it, I can't think of a time when I want olives in something.
I think I'm the exact
on
opposite,
something.
where I can never think of a time where I want just an olive.
Have you ever had like an olive and it's like in all that oil and it's just like oil and an olive? That shit rocks.
No, I've not, because I don't eat olives on their own. I'll eat it if it's with something. Like an olive with some cheese, an olive with a sweet pickle.
Olive with some cheese, good. I don't know. I guess olive with a pickle wouldn't be bad. It's just like
Well, there, like, the way I discovered that I liked this combination was we had some, like, hollowed out black olives. They had already been pitted. There was no fucking pimento or anything, because I don't think you put that in a black olive. And we had, like, little tiny sweet gherkins. Like, real fucking tiny.
do you really mean gherkin here? Because gherkin is a specific type of pickle.
Is it?
Yup. We went over this.
Did we?
We did. Gherkin does not just mean any type of pickle.
What does it mean?
A gherkin's just not a cucumber. It's just the small green fruit of a plant related to the cucumber used for pickling. It's just not the same thing.
Yeah, no, this isn't a cucumber. This is a gherkin.
Okay.
So it's like the fucking tiny ones, right? And I shoved this shit inside of the black olive, so it was just, pierced through the black olive, and I popped that shit in. Ooh, it's Flavor Town. Don't have to pay for a ticket. You just gotta find the right thing, and then Guy Fieri shows up at your house, and he's like, "I'm taking you away," and you're like, "Yep, let's do this." You're Guy Fieri. I can't say no. Anyway, that's enough about pizza adventures. Did you do anything else this last period of time?
No, I've mostly been sleeping. You go ahead with what you're gonna talk about.
That's fair. I got at least 2 stages here. So, sometime last week, I was bored. I started cruising through Discord channels looking for places where people were hanging out. I'm in a few Discord channels. I've got a good many. But I'm in a couple for bands that I like.
Sounds good.
And there's this one band that I like called Kardashev. Their whole shit's that they don't do tours or anything. The way they interact with their community is they do like live streams and like podcasts and stuff. And they've got a Discord server, and I was bored and I saw that there were a couple people in the call. One of them was the guitarist who was playing Elden Ring in a Discord live stream.
It's a good game.
So I hopped in, sat quiet for a few minutes, then it started being funny, as one does. And by one I mean me, because that's how I make friends, is by trying to make people laugh, I guess. So here we are. I'm talking to this guitarist for a band I like, which it's pretty wild. It's the 3rd time that's happened to me. It's the first time that I can say I'm comfortable saying that I'm at least on the way to friends with them. Because we've been playing, until the last couple of days, we've been playing Hunt almost every night.
Right.
Which is fucking amazing, because, one, I need more people to play Hunt with, since you died.
I am dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can no longer play Hunt, so I have to replace you. 2, it's just awesome being, in in a place where you can just hang out with people that you have an appreciation for on that level, you know?
Hmm.
Like, I don't get starstruck really, which is nice. So that like helps out with this, but like just being able to play video games with a member of a band that you've got an interest in is just it's an experience, you know. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he's not home right now because he's doing something at a festival or something, a music festival. He's going to see some shows.
Yeah, that means you only have access to one celebrity that you can play Hunt with, and that's me.
No, because
Given
you're
that
dead.
did you know I'm actually a host of this podcast?
Oh,
So I'm kind of a big deal.
that makes us famous.
We're famous.
Oh damn!
When I play Hunt with you, I'm like, holy fuck, I hope I don't mess this up. I'm playing with a celebrity. I'm saying, oh, I hope I don't get gunned down from a distance with someone with a long, long rifle. That would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really digging it. I've found a new setup that I really like, so we'll have to play sometime soon. I can't tonight because I've got plans that I'll talk about in just a second. But
Tell me about your plans.
yeah, we should play Hunt sometime soon.
I'd be down.
My plans for this evening. Originally, I was gonna have some pizza with this, but the time is not gonna allow for that. My friend from elementary school, an old friend of mine, who I may have talked about on the podcast before. I can't remember if I mentioned that he bought me and himself a saber training kit.
I believe you did mention that on the pod. It's hard for me to.
I'll just do a quick recap.
I don't get to know.
We my friend made the investment because we've both been interested in sword fighting for a while, like Kima and shit. So he pulled the trigger and bought us a Cossack Shashka training kit, which comes with 2 sabers and a manual of arms. So he had it shipped to my house, and the plan was for me to ship his stuff over where he lives across the state. But he ended up, he was visiting one of our mutual friends a few states west, and he has to pass through where I live to get back home. So tonight, as we're recording this, we're gonna meet up and hang out for a few minutes. I'm gonna give him the box that's got his shit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just pretty cool. You know, haven't talked to the guy in a couple years face to face.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty wild, pretty neat.
I'm with.
So that's gonna be like, I'm gonna be out late though. I'm probably not gonna be until midnight getting home, at the very least. Because you had like an 8-hour drive, subtract an hour or two, like because that's the difference between, like it takes about an hour or two to get to his house from where I live.
Right.
So that'll, you know, it probably won't be here until at some point after 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, we'll hang out for a little bit. It's pretty wild, you know?
What I've discovered is that time is fake, and this is not a good idea when you're not sick and can never show up to class like me. Which is what I've been doing. I've not been showing up to class because I'm sick, and that's the responsible thing to do. But when you don't have things, simply never go to sleep. That's not true. But do hang out with your friends to the detriment of your sleep schedule, and then sleep. Don't actually do this. The more I think about it, the more I think that it's just not a good idea. But sometimes it's good to hang out with your friends. That's my advice to you. Sometimes it's good to hang out with your friends.
Which is why you're not going to sleep for the next 72 hours. We're going to play Hunt non-stop.
I mean, I shouldn't. I need to get back to schedule because once this cough goes away, I'm gonna actually have to show up to class. I'm gonna have to. I have to do work tonight. And I'm like, I didn't sleep enough, so I'm gonna be bad at it.
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
When you get an email, you read it. We
That's
got an
true.
email from this episode's sponsor, Boxland.
Let's go.
They,
Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Boxland.
They liked us enough last time they sponsored us that they wanted to do it again. We're getting paid $7 billion for this, so
Holy shit.
the production
We're
of
raking
this
it in.
episode is going to be wild. They
Boxland, if you're listening, don't worry. We already took the funds from your account.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We understand everything that's happening right now. We know what's going on. We're really happy you were willing to sponsor us again. So, famous
Episode 16, you asked if
leaderboard record-holding Amorphous Plus speedrunner.
Oh, right. I just forgot to edit in the video. That
Oh
was
my
my bad.
God.
I'll edit that in here, I guess.
Yeah,
That was me. That was on me.
yeah, they showed us some pretty cool balls, and Malachi forgot to edit in the video.
I
So-
couldn't find any more balls to show you, but maybe I could write about the hairy ball theorem. It's a real math theorem that I learned in electrodynamics class at university. It's used when explaining electromagnetic fields. Fuck, I'm gonna have to have the image of the hairy ball from the hairy balls theorem.
That or you could
Finish
just...
off the thing while I figure out how the theorem works.
I'll allow myself to be informal and say the theorem states this. Let's say you have a hairy ball, as in a ball that hair grows out of,
Mhm.
as we all do. Mine's called Steve.
Right, of course.
You could have just said Puffle. Let's call it what it is. You got a Puffle, right? If you were to comb it so that the hair lies flat on your Puffle, there would need to be at least one hair that is either not combed flat or is crossing over another hair. And somehow this has been proven mathematically.
Okay, so I'm looking at the thing now, and the idea is you have an object, a 3D object that you comb, which is to say you arrange like the hair in a direction.
Right.
So like, because that's like how combing works.
Right.
But then a tuft in this case would be like, well, we know what a tuft is, I guess.
Yes.
But there must be some mathematical definition of what a tuft means here.
At least one rogue stray hair we'll go for.
But I'm seeing an image here that shows that trying to comb a sphere leaves a tuft on either pole of the ball. And however, you can comb other things like a hairy donut or a torus, depends on what you'd like to describe.
I prefer my toruses in coffee mug shape.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah,
I have to
it's
say. Pretty good. It's a banger topography joke.
Yeah.
Topography? Maybe it's topology.
I can't
No,
remember.
wait,
That's why I'm stammering so much.
No, I was wrong. It is topology. Fuck.
Yeah.
Corollary? Apparently this is useful for computer graphics. Because a common problem is in 3D space to make a non-zero vector that is orthogonal to a given non-zero vector. And there's no single continuous function that can do this for all non-zero vector inputs. Because, like, the Wikipedia page says this is a corollary of the hairy ball theorem. Like, because the hairy ball theorem cannot be solved for a sphere, then no single continuous function can necessarily solve this problem in computer graphics. So that's interesting.
I say we just shave it and stop dealing with the problem altogether.
You need hair in 3D graphics sometimes.
Just get a blanket.
Just to get a blanket?
Yeah, a little blanket, nice hat, maybe. Something woolly like a scarf.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need hair. I need hair, but I'm different. I'm not a sphere.
I got all sorts of hair. My head, fucking hairy.
Your
I got
thumb?
long hair.
You
My
got hella
thumb?
hair on your thumb. You don't have a nail, you just got hair.
That's not true.
I've seen it.
It's scandalous lies.
I've seen it. You gotta
My
trim
legs,
your
though?
thumb hair.
It's crazy. My torso is hairless. I'm like I'm thinking of some specific thing, like some Greek thing that would be like a hairless guy. Was Adonis hairless?
I don't fucking
There's no way that
know.
guy was hairless.
I'm not Greek.
Anyways, my torso is so fucking like I'm just like I look like a newborn babe in terms of hair. This isn't quite true. But then my legs are like the hairiest shit on the planet. This is not quite true. Hairy people have hairier legs than me. But this is like the Friends paradox. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Do you know the Friends paradox?
No.
The idea is that your friends have more friends than you have.
That almost sounded like an Escher sentence.
So your friends have more friends than you do.
Because of...
So the idea is people
Because they're
who have a
friends with
lot
me.
of friends will be friends with a lot of people, right? Like that's just like definitionally true.
Right.
So if you're friends with some amount of people, the odds of them being your friends, like the people you are friends with, it is likely that they have a lot of friends, given that they're friends with you. So they have like some number of friends. Like you're more likely to be friends with people who have a lot of friends, right?
I guess.
And so because you're more likely to be friends with people with a lot of friends, the idea is that you will be friends with people who have more friends than you on average.
Joke's on you, I have no friends. They're all dead. I killed them all.
I see. That's why I'm dead.
Yes. Yeah, you put anthrax in your mail.
Don't open up my mail. Nice try.
Well, you're never gonna get that cool anthrax CD that I sent.
Oh fuck! I gotta go to the. I'm going to the mailbox.
It's time for the In Memoriam segment of this episode.
I'm putting my head down.
A moment of silence for my hexasticks that passed away at the ripe old age of almost 1 year last night.
What's hexasticks?
Matt Parker did a video on it. I'll put it in the... I'll drop it in your DMs.
Hexasticks. Hexasticks. Oh, it's pencils.
Yeah, I mean, it can be made with other non-pencil objects, but
But you use pencils?
I use pencils. And I
That's
finally...
fucked up. Did the rubber band snap or what?
Yeah, I ran out of rubber bands. I stopped maintaining it, and...
Oh,
I
you'd been
forgot about it.
maintaining it? That's
Yeah.
impressive.
For almost a year, at least.
That's
It
cool.
might have been 2 years. I can't remember. Or no, because
How many pencils were involved in this operation?
I think 72. I can't remember.
Well, from that, I should be able to calculate what size hexasticks you had.
Either 72 or 75. I can't remember
One-
the exact number.
2, 3, 4. So it's like 4. Each had 18. So how long are the sides of a hexagon if it's got 18 pencils making it up? Interesting.
I don't know. I followed the schematics that Matt Parker laid forth. So you wanted a true measurement, you'd go off of that. But yeah, I genuinely was so fucking sad. I almost cried. That happened last night though, and it's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
in the wake of my loss, there is an opportunity. Because
To
now,
do it again.
well, no, not to do it again, but like
Oh.
I have an empty space on my shelf above my computer now.
Oh, I see. You could do another project.
Well, the idea that I had last night was that I will have a rotating item that I will use to take up the corner of the shelf. And that'll be an excuse that I have to learn to do new crafts, you know?
That's cool. What do you
Like-
think of doing?
First, I'm thinking of trying out my handed origami.
Origami's cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking
You should
I
do
might
a
do wood carving
frog.
one
Frog.
time. Frog was my first plan, actually. Frog, then swan.
Well, you could do both. You could do a few for origami.
Well, yeah, but you know, I don't
Swan
want to
is
do
not that
too
bad.
much and overpopulate it.
Well, if you had like 3 little origami things, like 2 little things and 1 larger thing.
Sure, you don't know my space.
Okay, I know you had the 72 pencil hexastick, so I feel pretty confident that you could fit 3 origami things.
I probably could. It's just a question of being able to see it from my desk.
That's true. You could have just a bunch of frogs and stack them.
Frog stack. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
Origami's super fun. I did some origami when I was young.
I'm also planning on learning wood carving a little bit. I might try to make myself a little bear.
That's cool. Wood carving is sick.
But the idea is that the idea is to not only circulate them, but also to give old items that are cycled out, to possibly use them as gifts for friends and such.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Glad to know I have your approval.
Yeah, I guess you don't need my approval, but I think it's cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might use it as an opportunity to do a few small woodworking projects as well. Maybe 3D
just an
modeling
opportunity
projects or something, like 3D, like printing and painting stuff at least.
I think it seems like a good way to do fun things.
Yeah. I'll have to figure out for sure what I want to do, but for now I've got the blank space until I can get my origami paper, and then I'll start doing that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, though.
Mm-hmm. You need big paper for some of the really cool origami stuff.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start with 6x6 paper.
Six by six. 6x6? What?
Yeah. 6 inches by 6 inches.
Oh, inches are fake. Wait, but normally paper you have is 8.5 by 11?
Yeah.
You're not gonna do 8.5 by 8.5?
No.
That's fair.
I'm gonna get special paper for it. Stuff that's like more sturdy.
Do you need sturdy paper for origami? All of the origami paper I've ever touched has been like silky, like has no strength. Falls apart.
Sure, but it's thicker a little bit than like the shitty printer paper that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather go for something that's meant for it than, you know.
Right.
Sorry, my throat's a little weird. I forgot to grab water before we started.
It's okay. I'm doing all I can to not cough into the mic more than the one time I already did it.
I think you should do it. Just like fucking go for it.
The problem is I'm gonna have to edit it out of the episode, and I really don't want to do that too much.
Nah, just leave it in. Just go for it. A nasty fucking... Get our audience sick.
Unfortunately, audience, to all you bug chasers out there, I've already edited it out.
Damn.
It's gone.
Anybody who is disappointed by this fact, you should write us in the comments. Send us an email, maybe.
Yeah, you should just send us whenever you have a disagreement with the show, or when you have an agreement with the show, or when you think about the show, you should send us an email.
Yeah, and do it in real time as well. Like, with a timestamp, just as you're watching it, every time something happens that you disagree with, just send a new email, and if it's rectified, then send an apology letter. And each time, make sure it's well written.
Yeah.
None of this "I'm sorry" signed so-and-so bullshit. I want it properly addressed.
Yeah.
Format it like snail mail as well. Put your address on it. Don't actually put your address on anything you send to us.
If you put your address on something that you send to us, that would be foolish.
Yeah, then we know where you live. We're gonna throw rocks at you.
Only very spherical rocks, though, so...
Yeah, we'll put it in our special river that we have that runs through our collective backyard that magically turns things spherical.
I mean, rivers do kind of do that.
Well, sure, they round things. They don't turn things spherical.
That's true. If you had, like, the right river...
What I'm gonna do is get one of those fucking whiskey ice molds.
I feel like that wouldn't work for rocks.
Well, no, I'm gonna make ice balls.
Oh, okay.
That way, there's no evidence.
When you think about it, ice is kind of a rock.
I mean, technically, yeah.
So
which makes water a type of lava. So all of you people that want to eat lava, just fucking turn on the sink. For
I feel like
added
you must be wrong at some point here.
added immersion, you can turn on the hot tap.
This is your best bit yet. I might not be laughing that much about this, but that's just because I'm tired. This is really good. I'm a really big fan.
Yeah,
I really respect it.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a known thing that people want to eat magma, eat lava.
I just love the like if you really want added realism. I think you're gonna say like put like red food coloring in.
No,
something,
fuck that. Just heat that shit up. Put it in the
Turn on the hot
microwave.
tap.
Excite your water.
But it's like the funniest part for me. Let me explain the joke really quick so that it's funnier.
Okay.
It's like clearly if the person wanted to eat lava and they were gonna settle with like water, they were gonna use hot water, right? Like it seems like information you did not.
I
need
mean,
to
when I
give.
think about drinking water, I don't think about drinking hot water. I don't like hot water. It tastes weird.
Okay, but if you think about drinking lava and then doing water instead to beat that.
Well, no, because cold water, even like almost freezing water, is still technically, if we're going off the assumption that ice is a rock, it's still lava.
Yeah.
So you're not missing out on the experience because it's cold. You're just having more palatable lava. Your insides are sensitive. Cold's gonna hurt too. It's just less and unpleasant and less long-lasting.
Interesting.
But if you want more immersion, you want to get the real Rock Drinkers Anonymous fix, then you turn on the hot tap.
Yeah.
Do you think you could waterboard someone with lava, or would it just suffocate them?
Could you just die?
Like
you die to lava.
Heat excluded. Heat excluded. If it was just liquid rock, because I know it's really viscous, but like, could you waterboard? Could you soak something in lava? Could you saturate something with lava?
It would melt.
Heat aside. Could you saturate something with lava? Or is it simply too viscous?
That's a good question. I feel like there's no like too viscous for this, right? You could probably saturate something, but not quickly or a lot. Right? Like even a non-viscous or even a very viscous thing will saturate something just very slowly, right?
Yeah, that's right, actually. I do remember that time that I dipped an entire sock in a maple syrup bucket. They don't let me in Canada anymore.
Sure. Yeah, you ruined our whole fucking harvest that year.
It was just, I found the communal barrel. I couldn't help myself. I went for a swim. I was in my sock-shaped sleeping bag, and I decided I can't resist. I'm gonna jump in the goo, and then I got stuck. They had to call the fire brigade. The Mounties were there.
Yeah.
And I ruined my sock
I hate the
bag.
fucking Mounties. I hate the Mounties. Everyone makes, oh, haha, isn't it funny they have horses? Get the hell off of them.
I think their hats are more dumb than the horses.
Their hats are dumb, you're right. Every part of it is dumb. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
see a
there's that
Mountie
one
in
time
real
Brendan
life.
Fraser was in a movie and he played a Mountie, right?
That's the only fail. That's the rare L for Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser can do no wrong. You shut your whore mouth.
I'm trying to see how he looked as a Mountie.
He looked like Brendan Fraser wearing red and a hat.
I kind of think that this is a rare Brendan Fraser L.
Brendan Fraser cannot lose. He's always a win.
He's on this horse backwards. He's riding this horse backwards.
Yeah.
He's in reverse.
Yeah, that's,
He said
that's how
back
you
this
go
shit
backwards
up.
on a horse. Everyone knows that a horse's movement is relative to where you're looking.
Okay, wait, but this image is edited, you see, because he's actually sitting in the horse correctly, except they edited him to be facing the other way, which has created... I need to put this in the episode. I'm gonna forget. But if I do forget, to the viewer right now, go search up Brendan Fraser Mountie, and you will see that he's some
Dudley-
sort of creature.
For
He's
what you want
facing-
is Dudley Do-Right. Google Dudley Do-Right.
You don't even need to do that. Brendan Fraser Mountie does it
Sure, but
perfectly.
it's easier to spell than Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser's very easy to spell. No problems there.
Well, the thing is, it's
But do you see how he's like
it's
he's
Fraser
reversed?
though. People
They
are gonna
flipped
spell it
his-
like Fraser, like
They
like
flipped.
Kelsey Grammer.
They flipped his fucking torso, but not his legs.
No, they flipped his legs too, but they like did it weirdly because like the stirrups are also there, and you can see
But
his toes. But like he's still bent the wrong
But he's
way.
like too short. Like, do you see how he should be
Well, it's
taller
because
if
he's
this was
bent the
real?
wrong way.
No.
You know?
Maybe that is it. Maybe he's not some horrible.
It's because he's
abomination.
bent like he's sitting properly, but he's completely facing backwards, so he has backwards knees in this photo.
They edited this man, is what I have to say,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and I don't like it.
No, it's horrible. Because like you get an actual picture of him like sitting backwards on a horse,
Mm-hmm.
like this one that I'm sending to you now.
Yeah, there he is actually sitting backwards on a horse. That guy's actually in reverse that time.
Yeah.
Hmm. That reminds me, actually, I watched some shows.
Like?
I watched that Cyberpunk 2077 show.
I have no interest in that. How is it?
I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think that there's some very interesting character designs.
Mhm.
They had like a character with like funny arms. That character had funny arms. I was a big fan of the character design there. They had a character with huge hands at one point. The character just got gigantic hands, and she had huge hands. It's like this good character design to have a character with gigantic hands.
Okay.
I think that show was quite good.
I've been watching a show myself. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun show.
My brothers watched that show like a million times.
Andy Samberg's always a win.
Andy Samberg was good in one thing only.
What's that?
That is, of course, the SNL thing where everyone gets shot.
Yeah, Dear Sister.
Yeah.
I think that you're really shitting all over Andy Samberg here. The Lonely Island's great.
I've never
Brooklyn
seen that.
Nine-Nine's
I don't
really-
even know what
The
that
Lonely
is.
Island is his music project that he did.
I don't even. Okay, that's new information. For
You've
me.
never
Long
heard
time.
us. You've definitely heard Like a Boss. Everyone knows that song.
Like a Boss. Oh, okay. I'm remembering that Andy Samberg has actually had a long and fruitful career. I mean, he's actually the guy who did the thing where he threw items on the ground, which was
Yeah, he
maybe
threw it
like
on the
peak
ground.
of comedy in like 2009.
My dad's not a cell phone.
Was that 2000? And
It's just called Threw It on the Ground.
threw it on the ground
By Lonely Island.
11 years ago, 2011. I was 2 years off. That was pretty good, honestly. As far as guesses go, 2009 was not a
Fucking
terrible
Lonely
guess.
Island music though. You got that. You got I've been really digging Ross Trent just because it's so funny seeing the most white person in the world
Ross Trent?
have like a take on shitty appropriation. Like the joke is that he's appropriating it. In the music video, it's very obvious that the character he's playing is appropriating it. And he's scared he's scared about it. You'd have to
Interesting.
watch
Well,
it.
I think that Brooklyn Nine-Nine does have well-structured comedy.
Like, my favorite episodes are the Halloween heists. I mean, I feel like that's probably by design, though. They're big
I
event
think my
episodes.
biggest thing that I hate about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is that it's a light, easy-to-watch show.
What's wrong with that?
My problem with that is that it's like, well, clearly they realized this because then they stopped doing the show, or they paused doing the show. But like, it's like a comp show where like some amount of the very laziest jokes are just like not good jokes, and it's like it's just too much. Like, I mean, it's impossible to make like have that show be not pro cop when all the main characters are cops and you like all the main characters.
Yeah.
And I think that that's bad. And I think it being such a light and easy to enjoy show is that as well. But like I couldn't when I say that, the reason why I say it like that is because like obviously people like the show, and I understand why, because that show is light and easy to watch, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel like anytime you do that, though, like there's always gonna be war movies, right? And like,
I don't think that's a good excuse. I think that's a really bad excuse. I think okay. To be
well, I'm
clear
not
about something,
saying it's a good thing that they're being like, oh, this stuff's cool, this stuff's good. I'm just saying it's gonna happen, and like this one is an instance where it's like at least the way they're handling it is good enough, because like they openly acknowledge the shit that happens with.
I don't think that's true. I think there's enough jokes in that show that are just like, oh, haha, wouldn't it be funny if this character like broke the law, or like this character like the cops broke the law in some way that harmed someone they arrested or something. And I think those are lazy. But to be clear about something, I don't think it's wrong to enjoy the show, and I don't think that you need to like defend your enjoyment of the show or defend the show. When I say these things, I think that it's bad that the show was made, but I don't think that anyone who enjoys the show should be like, oh, because it was bad that the show was made, that I should stop enjoying this show.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I do think it was bad the show was made, though. I watched a different show as well.
What's that?
I watched Dorohedoro. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm really bad at the pronunciation thing today.
I've never fucking heard of it, so...
It's an anime about a character whose head has been turned into the head of a lizard. And he's like, fuck. I wish my head was not the head of a lizard. And so he has to find the sorcerer who cursed his head to be the head of a lizard and kill him, because then by killing that sorcerer, his head will go back to normal. The spell will end. And it's really good. I need to read the manga now, because that is really good, and the show does not have as much of the story as I want. I want to know more. Because secretly, the story, you think it's about this, like, killing a sorcerer thing, but it's actually about the lizard guy being best friends with this person who runs a restaurant and feeds him fucking gyoza all day. And she and him are just best friends. And, like, I don't know, that's a pretty good... I wish I had a lizard head and was best friends with someone who made me gyoza, you know?
No,
Seems like a pretty good deal.
I don't think I can relate there.
You can't relate there?
Nah, I like my head how it is.
I like... you wouldn't want a, like, lizard head if it looked sick and you could eat people?
No.
You could put someone in your mouth and then say, haha, your head is in my mouth.
I'm not about that.
It'd be cool to have a lizard head.
I don't
This is everyone believes this.
Get in the comments.
In your heart, everyone wants to have a lizard head.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, I understand that not everyone wants to have a lizard head, but I do want to have a lizard head. I'll be totally honest. I think it'd be cool.
Oh, you know something else that's happening soon?
What?
As we're recording this, we are 2 days away from the release of Bone Lab, the sequel to Boneworks. A brand new game from Stress Level Zero, a couple years in the making.
Oh, how different is it from Boneworks?
I don't know, it's not out yet.
There's not been trailers or anything?
Well, there's been, like, a couple trailers. But
is it, like, the same type of game as Boneworks?
Well, it's in the same engine and the same general thing, you know. But this one's got a lot of, like... There's... The way they're doing it, you have custom models, and they're doing mod support from day one, so you can get your own models. But the stats of your character are based off of the model you have. So like it scales you to appropriate model height, which affects it, like the model itself affects the sort of strength of the character.
That's interesting.
Just everything interacts really interestingly.
I'm watching the trailer and someone made themselves really little and then used a gun for recoil.
Yeah,
Like you can scale yourself while you're playing.
yeah, with a watch.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
It is the same type of game though.
It's generally the same kind of game, yeah. But like because that's coming out last night, I ended up playing through a little bit of the post game content of Boneworks.
Yeah.
So I played the Redacted Chamber.
What's the redacted chamber?
It is it's just a short little chamber that you go into, and it's got a couple of items that you get, and you kill some dudes, you get some items,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also unlock the handgun chamber, the handgun trial, which has more items you can unlock,
Mm-hmm.
as well as it lets you just, it unlocks Tuscany as well. It unlocks the Tuscany chamber.
Okay. That's like the super redacted chamber?
No, Tuscany's just a sandbox level that you can play in.
Oh, okay.
Is it raining? I think
Is
it's
it raining?
raining.
Cool.
That or it's a really weird wind. Sorry, I got distracted. My window's open.
It's okay.
I still have to play through the Hover Junkers level,
Mm-hmm.
which I might fuck with tonight.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of other things that I have yet to do. I don't think I'm going to go through and unlock everything as much as it would be fun to.
Well,
Just
if you're
because
gonna
that's a
get
lot of
Bone
effort.
Lab,
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop with Boneworks for
yeah,
once I've finished all the content in the game.
I think that makes sense.
Then play Bone Lab.
Yeah, the game looks cool.
Yeah.
The only VR game I really played was
Beat Saber?
not Beat Saber,
No.
Super Hot.
Ah,
That game is very fun in VR.
I don't care as much for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like the other. I haven't played them, so take this all with a pinch of salt. But all the other shooting VR games seem just not. They didn't hook me in the same way because it's like. I don't know. There's something. Maybe I just haven't done enough VR, but it feels. It all feels weird to me. That's what I think. It all feels weird to me.
Like, one of the main draws to VR for me is, like, because I'm a bit of a gun nerd. I like myself some shooting.
Mm-hmm. You want like realistic weapons?
That's one of my main things. Is I really like at least physically accurate gun systems.
Right.
Like interacting with them. The shooting doesn't have to be spot on, as long as it's generally the right thing.
You want to have to like do the minutia. You want to have to like
the
cock a
interaction
gun.
Yeah, like that's why one of my favorite like first-person shooter roguelikes is Receiver.
Receiver's really good.
It's fun to play with.
I really like Receiver. Receiver's a really good game.
Yeah, and like it's great that that studio still has stuff going on, because for a long time all they had going for them was a game that hadn't really received any updates for the longest time.
You mean Receiver?
No, Overgrowth.
Oh, Overgrowth. Wait, that's the same people?
It's the same
Oh,
studio.
I didn't know this. Overgrowth. I remember people playing Overgrowth when I was like. I must have been grade 7. People were playing Overgrowth.
It was a while
That's not
ago.
true. It was way. Initial release date 2017. Oh, but it must have had early access for way before that.
Oh, yeah. So I remember watching a Nerd Cubed video of it when I was fucking like 9.
People were all about that game.
That's been 10 years.
Receiver's good. They made Receiver 2, didn't they?
Yeah.
What was different about Receiver 2?
It was graphically a lot better. There's like a whole separate area that's like It's a hub. It's got some exploration to do, some puzzles, kind of.
They
It's
have different
got
weapons,
shooting
or is it the same
ranges
three?
and training programs and shit.
Is it the same three weapons, or are there different ones?
It's like 7.
Seven. What's seven?
You've got
Oh, it's just a
um
lot of semi-auto pistols.
3 revolvers. You've got the detective special, the new model army, and uh 357 revolver, I believe. There's a Glock, 1911, a High Point, Desert Eagle,
Huh.
uh, Beretta M9.
Well, that's a pretty good list of them.
There's more. I'm just forgetting. I'm blanking them.
Oh, I think this weapon's a 5.7 that I just saw someone shoot. I might be
Maybe.
wrong about it. I don't know. I can't tell because I only see the back of it, which looks very 570, and when it's the like slides locked, and I can't tell a 5.7 when it slides locked. Wait, I see a different gun that looks very 570. I feel like they might have a 5.7 in this game.
Here, I've got a list for you.
Oh yeah,
You've got the Sig Sauer P226, the Colt
classic
Single
Sig
Action
Sauer.
Army, the High
Yep.
Point, the
Yep.
Desert Eagle,
Yep.
the Beretta M9,
Uh huh.
Smith & Wesson Model 10, the 1911, the Glock 17, the Colt Detective Special. And that's it.
Sounds like a pretty reasonable list if you're gonna pick
Yeah.
7 pistols. I definitely what I like about
It's actually
receivers.
9, not 7.
Oh well. I see. The trick about me is that I don't count. What I what I like about receivers, they realize that all guns that aren't pistols are simply less good than pistols.
That's not inherently true, though.
This is inherently true. Name one non-pistol that's better than a pistol.
Like, better how?
Any sense. Pistols
In any
win every
sense,
time.
almost all of them, in terms of range and power.
No. You forget about the fact that a pistol is better.
Better in what way?
Okay, honestly though, the real thing is that pistols are, like, I guess I don't like that I feel this way, but I think that pistols are cooler weapons than any of the other, like, rifles and stuff.
I don't think that's
Um,
necessarily true.
I think this is basically true. It's the reason why John Wick is popular.
John Wick with the KSG, though, in John Wick 2, the whole fucking tunnel scene.
I don't even know what
Pretty
the
sure it's
KSG
KSG.
is. KSG. That's a stupid
Shotgun.
gun, so. I actually really like that gun, but yeah, I won't tell you that. So okay, there's 2 types. The way I see it, there's 2 types of gun movies nowadays. One of these is the movie where your hero gets a weapon with such a high capacity magazine that they never reload, or they simply don't have a high capacity magazine, but
They're
they just
always
also
reloading.
never
But they're also
reload.
doing gun fu.
Yeah, the opposite one is always reloading. So John Wick is like the first one to do the always reloading thing.
Mhm.
And the always reloading thing fits very well with pistols, because if you want to have your person always reloading, but you also want to have them be very good, then you
I
should
think
give them something
that's not true, though. Like, a tube-fed shotgun would be better for that. Like, spectacally, anyway.
I think that people don't find, so it's also about, like, it's about what you think is cool, and I think that when the movies that think that reloading is cool, they don't think that reloading a shotgun is nearly as cool. Like maybe like John Wick has that sometimes, but it's not like an always thing, right?
If you want to talk cool reloads, you go for an MP5.
Well, I just think that, I mean, sure, but the difficulty is if you give John Wick an MP5, that's like 30 whole bullets he has to get rid of before he can reload it, right?
Sure, but they're also like 9mm, so
So it doesn't matter, it's just easy.
if you're fighting against armored enemies, you're going to be doing a lot of hitting them in the chest for, like, just disturbing them, and then a couple in the head, and then move on to the next.
Uh, okay, I think that be that as it may,
You
I
can
think
also have
that
lower capacity magazines for MP5, you know.
that's true. That doesn't happen in these movies.
I'm just saying, anything that says in the manual of arms that you have to slap it to reload it properly.
I'm with you. It's cool. I do think that it has some qualities that make it less ideal. But yeah. I think it's interesting to see the divide between
I
what
guess
different media thinks is cool, basically.
the whole thing with John Wick, though, is that he's like moving compact and quiet and shit, so everything's going to be short. So
I
he's
mean,
gonna
MP5
he
is
would
a
be
good choice.
using a lot of
You can use like that.
PDWs and SMGs and pistols, right?
Yeah.
They never once had him use a P90, which I think would have been awesome.
I don't know if that's true.
Did he
I
use
feel
a
like
P90?
that's not true. John Wick P90. I'm seeing an image that has John Wick holding a P90. Never mind. This is someone who.
I'm
painted
seeing
this.
this.
Yeah, that's because it's real
Official
image of the
movie
movie.
footage. Put it in right now.
There's a 50% chance. There's less than a 50% chance.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. But consider this. Consider this image of John Wick holding a P90 in real life. Every word of that sentence was a lie.
That's not even
by
a
the way.
P90.
That's why I said every word of that sentence was a lie.
I can't even tell what that. It looks like it's supposed to be an MP5.
Well, it's in Fortnite, so you have to consider the fact that in Fortnite, guns are
Right,
real
sure,
life.
but like I'm just going based off of what I can see here, and like the fire selector is very HK.
Well,
Plus, it's got that
definitely an MP5.
retractable stock.
I agree completely that it's an MP5. It's got the curved magazine in exactly the same curve. That the
Sure, but then
MP5
you've got the
does.
charging handle, which looks nothing like a MP5. The barrel, the foregrip.
Okay, it's all bigger than an MP5 because it's in Fortnite. The
None
image
of
I
the
sent you is
sights.
from Fortnite.
Just none
I
of
hate
it
to
looks...
tell you this. That's not real life. That's Fortnite.
I know, but like you'd think they'd base it off of something more appropriately.
Well, they did.
Not really very well.
I think that's a matter of opinion.
You know what? I think fuck you. And on that note, it's been a lovely week.
It has been a lovely week.
Lovely week for balls.
This has been a ball lover's delight, you know?
We didn't talk about a single... Well, we talked about some balls here.
We talked about the hairy ball theorem.
We did.
Don't take away from me my hairy balls, you know?
We
That's
talked
the
about
second
Harry's balls.
amendment. We talked about Harry's balls from Disco Elysium.
We also talked about our sponsor this week.
That's true. We should have talked about Harry Dubois, which kind of sounds like hairy balls. A little bit.
I think it's fine that we didn't. You know, we would have
Yeah.
liked it better this way.
Yeah.
At least my Harry.
Well, thank you all for listening to this episode of Balls.
Don't forget to send us an email.
Send us an email. Our email is ballpod.show@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us something that's on your mind. Say, I went to the store and I saw some people playing basketball on the way there, and it was a little deflated. Tell us that. Send us that exact email.
If you're watching this and we know who you are, we're coming for you.
That was a change of tone.
If we don't know you, have a good week. We'll see you
Have a
next
good
time.
week.
And don't forget to watch the Rotoscope the Baby episode. I
Bye.
forgot we
Bye.
recorded that. I loved it. Please go watch that one right now.
Bye.
Bye.